Good afternoon. My name is Matt Gray. I'm Chief of Sustainability with the City of Cleveland. I'm excited to be here today to present kind of how the city, through the Sustainable Cleveland Initiative, is working on transportation issues. This will be very brief, 10 minutes, but kind of give some highlights on kind of the direction that we're going in with sustainable transportation. And really creating this green city on a blue lake. Real quick background on the Sustainable Cleveland Initiative. This is a mayoral initiative. It's founded by Mayor Jackson in 2009. A 10-year initiative, 2019. Why 2019, of course? The 50-year anniversary of the last time the Cuyahoga River caught on fire. Actually caught on fire 12 times before that. So, the media will come back, do a retrospective on Cleveland in 2019, and they will be shocked and amazed by our transformation to a sustainable community. It's guided by a stewardship council. It's about 25 different organizations that advise the mayor and the rest of the city on sustainability and what direction we're headed in. It's administered by us, by our office, the Mayor's Office of Sustainability. It's powered by you, the citizens, the businesses, and so on. And it's supported by foundations, corporations, as well as just individuals. And it's all about action, action, action. So how do you get involved? At home, at work, and also in the larger community. One of the structures for Sustainable Cleveland is what we call these celebration years. So each year we focus on a different topic. This year is the year of vibrant green space. Last year was the year of sustainable transportation, which I'll talk more about, obviously. But all these different topics we work on all the time. But again, each year we kind of shine a light on a different one to get a little more momentum on these things. And then finally, the last year, 2019, is the year of people. The mayor really thought it was important to connect, of course, sustainability to people's lives, right? How do we actually increase quality of life? So otherwise, what are we really doing this for? And I think transportation really connects with a lot of that, really the people-centered issues. So, shifting our ride, I like the title of today. It's this is the chart, I would say, that more than any other data point gives us direction on where we're going. So this really shows by the type of commute how Clevelanders are getting to work. Still, it's about 70% of Clevelanders are driving alone to work. It's very sad, very lonely Clevelanders. We want them to be more active and less lonely. So we are trying to incentivize and promote carpooling more. So you see about 10% of Clevelanders carpool to work. Also about 10% take public transportation. So a lot of programs to improve access to RTA. Of course, walking, about almost 5% of people walk to work. Cycling, that's grown in recent years, but it's still a small percentage. It's still less than 1% of people cycle to work. So we're doing a lot of work, and I'll talk about that in a second, on increasing that number. In other areas, taxi cab, Uber, Lyft, blah, blah, blah. And of course, working at home. Who does not like to work at home? Right, Jim? Yeah. Working at home is also a great way to actually reduce emissions from the transportation sector. There's a lot going on. Most of my presentation is really just kind of highlighting the top 13 things, I'd say, from the year of sustainable transportation, which was, again, last year. And I know other presenters are going to talk about these in more detail. But we had our summit, our annual summit last year, our 8th annual Sustainable Cleveland Summit. About 500 people come together each year to kind of co-create what sustainability means for Cleveland. We had tons and tons of other events on transportation last year, so I thought it was a huge success to really get the word out through Ohio City Bicycle Co-op, Bike Cleveland, Slow Ride, and so on. So many great events. UH Bikes launched. You're going to hear more about that, but the bike share program launched last year. Huge success. And Cyclevia launched. So this is an open streets event. The idea is how do we really get more people to participate in healthy, active transportation? One way is just shut down the road to car traffic and make it really open to people and really focus on sustainability and health. So Cyclevia launched on West 25th Street last year, and they're expanding this year to 4 different areas, which is really exciting. We had a selfie contest. We're hip like that. This is a hashtag IMoveCLE selfie contest. People won prizes. About 200 participants participated. So that was a lot of fun. You can see all those on our website. The Commuter Choice Challenge. So this is a way to get organizations involved in community. How do they support their employees and their visitors to their facilities to commute more sustainably. So over 30 organizations participated. We partnered with NOACA on this program, and we hope to get more and more every year. Safe routes to school. Obviously crucial is how do we get our students, K through 8, especially with this initiative, walking, biking to school. So there were 69 separate walk audits done at Cleveland schools last year, and then routes identified to really make it easier for these students to get to school. So this is one of the more exciting initiatives I think that's out there. The first complete and green street got installed at Fleet Avenue. The whole idea is when we go into a road, how do we make it more complete, right? So how do we make it so it's good for pedestrians, cyclists, public transit, as well as cars. So that's kind of the new lens we're trying to see streets through, and then also the green part, right? So stormwater capture. How do we have more trees and more bioswales and permeable pavement and stuff like that? So that's really starting to take off. Number 8, a huge grant last year. The Metro Parks, along with many partners, got an $8 million grant. I think the total project is about double of that, to really connect the entire West Side Trail network, especially the many low-income areas on the West Side. So this is going to be implemented over the years, but getting that grant was a huge win last year. NOACA is doing some great long-term planning, number 9, so they have a long-term transportation plan, and they're also planning for safety, so what we call Vision Zero. How do you get it so you get closer and closer to the fact that there's essentially no fatalities through transportation and many less accidents? RTA launched many good initiatives, Vanpool, iGo RTA. University Circle, I'd say, is really a leader among neighborhoods in terms of how do you really create a sustainable transportation network at a neighborhood level. And I think a lot of that work over the years will then transition to many other neighborhoods as well. So they're doing a great job. Midway Planning, this is our first protected bike facility planning. The whole idea is, where the old streetcars were in the middle of the road, essentially have bike lanes in the middle of the road on some of these wider streets, and really make it safer for people to bike. And then finally, our bikeway implementation plan. So in 2014, we launched this plan to really accelerate the amount of bike lanes and bike infrastructure in the city. So there's some good progress there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And this is pretty much my last topic, but this was the bike network in Cleveland in 2013. What does this scream out to you?
Disconnection.
Yes, so very disconnected. It's not a network, basically. So I think everyone saw this and started to say, how can we begin to fill those gaps? So, just 3 years later, we're starting to see that come together. The green part is just in 2016 what was added. We're, averaging about 15 miles a year of additional bike infrastructure. To the point where we want to get here, where essentially you have main thoroughfares throughout the entire city, east side, west side, where you have a connected bike network. So we're making pretty good progress. Here's by year the amount of bike infrastructure that's being installed. And you can see when this plan took hold, all of a sudden we're going from 2, 3, 4 miles a year to 14, 15, 16 miles a year. And actually 2016 is more than this. It was 17.8 miles last year. So that was the most we've ever done. And the majority of those are bike lanes. Sometimes there are also these share roads where you'll see in the street where bicyclists in the middle of the road, basically cars have to share the road with cyclists. That's it. So that's the quick 10-minute and 45-second overview. Thank you.